Okay, how's everybody doing? We have just a few days till mainnet launch. And I think that the mainnet launch coming up is going to be a very important date. You have a year-long accumulation of interest and people speculating about EOS and how it's going to perform and what's going to happen on it. And that's all coming up very in the very near future. So I believe that the information will start to be released a lot quicker after the mainnet launches, and I believe there's going to be a lot of information that's going to bring the price up a lot more. So I do believe price is going much higher. But let's just talk about price here for a second. Over the past year, they've been offering tokens, and I don't know what the dollar cost average is for people owning these tokens, but I mean, just to be, say, on the high side, I would say it's somewhere under $10. But just for argument, let's just say it's $10. So if everybody's bought into EOS dollar cost average for around $10 a token, and I believe EOS is going to $100 a token. I've made the argument, the case for this before, that EOS is a $100 billion company based on other market capitalizations, one being Ethereum, that compare Ethereum to EOS and infrastructure communities not been forked. The fact EOS community is much bigger. The fact even that one of the co-founders of Ethereum is thinking about taking another position. I mean, all those things playing into that, I would think that EOS has certainly the same market cap as Ethereum, especially when they do something very similar, and they do it much better, with much better infrastructure and much better as far as being scalable and all that good stuff. So I think that EOS, easily $100 billion market cap, means the token goes to $100 a token. So if you bought in at $10, it goes to $100. That's 10 times your money, which is 1,000% appreciation. And that's what I think we're going to have here, 1,000% appreciation. So don't discount that. That's a big appreciation, and you're never going to find that any place else. And that's what I think is going to happen in a very short period of time. I believe it'll be 1,000% appreciation here very soon, as far as the token going to $100 a token. So anyway, but what I really want to talk about tonight is I want to talk about the community that's being built around EOS and how strong this community is and how important it is to the value of EOS. EOS is unique to everything else on the internet. There's no other structure like this. Even Steam and BitShares are not structured like EOS. And you got to realize something like Steam is actually a application-specific platform. It's not a utility like EOS is. You know, utility is something that can be built. Anything can be built on it. And like I said last night, you could take the New York Stock Exchange and move it over to EOS. So EOS is not utility or application specific. It's anything can be built on this application. Decentralized. And think about centralization. Everybody says, well, Amazon Web Services are so cheap, the Google Cloud. But you know what? On Amazon Web Services and the Google Cloud, think about earlier this year when they had a prohibition on having advertisements for cryptocurrencies on Facebook and Google. This is centralization. This is the stuff everybody's trying to get away from. This is the bankers saying we've lost billions of dollars and we don't know what happened to it. That's centralization. This is decentralization. This is what people are looking for. This is what people are after. This is important. This is what people. This is the way the internet needs to go if the internet's going to survive, or the internet's going to be something that we're going to want to put information on in the future. Decentralized information, shared information, not information that goes on a database and it's controlled by a centralized location or a centralized business or corporation. Decentralized and gets shared by everybody because it's transparent. Transparency, that's what we want. That's why this is so important. Transparency and decentralized. Something that isn't censored. Something that has an ability to pretty much put anything on. I heard somebody say earlier, I can't remember where I heard this at, but somebody was saying like there were a lot of places in the world where there's a lot of atrocities going on that have been tried to cover up, but they put it on the blockchain and it can't be covered up. So the truth of something that's non-censored, like the blockchain, is desirable for anybody. Any free people want to put stuff, have a place to put stuff without it being censored. Like they're trying to censor cryptocurrencies on advertising on Facebook and all that good stuff. But what I want to really talk about tonight is I want to talk about this community and the strength of this community, how it's coming together and how it's being built and how it's really so powerful. Because when you have a number of people with aligned interests, you have a very powerful effect going on. You have a very powerful network effect going on. And you know, I've noticed that with like WordPress. I've developed a lot of websites with WordPress, and I noticed WordPress has a very strong community because it's open source, and everybody wants to make the code better. They want to improve it. They have applications. I mean, they have plugins, all this stuff that gets built all the time by a very dedicated and a very non-greedy, non-self-interest community that puts a lot of effort and time into something like WordPress. It's just an open platform that a lot of people work on that they don't even get paid for it. And now you've got EOS, where you have this world computer that people are working on, and if you own some of the token, you have actually a vested interest in making it better, because this is going to increase the token value. So the community of EOS should never be underestimated, and the fact that Block One has set this up so well that the community takes the software and makes it work, rather than some centralized interest. So the community is separate from Block One. The community is the strength of this idea. This community is the backbone of EOS, is the community. And I think that's something that's very important, the community that's being put together here. A number of people, I have no idea how many, but I know there's a lot of very dedicated people that are very interested in seeing this non-censored platform being launched. I just want to think a little bit about YouTube. I know YouTube very well. I know some of the biggest people on YouTube. And my daughter has over 400,000 subscribers, 420,000 subscribers. So I'm very, very familiar with YouTube. And I love YouTube. I'm doing YouTube right now. YouTube's one of the greatest ideas ever. I love YouTube. But YouTube, for all their benefits, all the good that they do, it's still very hard to make very much money on YouTube because of the way the profits are split up. And I mean, I'm not saying that, you know, that's just the way it is, because YouTube owns the platform and they decide how the profits are split up and shared with the developers. And that's why I will never monetize my YouTube channel, because I'm not interested in the amount of money I'm being paid from YouTube. I have no interest. I mean, I'd have to be making, you know, millions and millions of views every video before I'd even be interested in that monetization. So I just would never monetize, because I know what the percentage is that you get, and it's not very big. Now, think about that on something where your shared interest, where you have the developer also gets quite a bit of the money that's being made from the platform. Think of how much different those aligned interests are. And with something that is great as YouTube, those aligned interests are still not favoring everybody. They're only favoring one side of the equation, which is YouTube and the advertisers, not so much the people that generate the content. So, you know, even on, like I say, as great a platform as YouTube is, it's still not ideal for everybody. The interests aren't aligned. Now, on EOS, the interests are aligned. Everybody has an interest in this, and everybody that gets involved with it, I believe, have a benefit to make it better, and I think they will. So I really think that this organization that EOS has put together is going to be one of the strongest organizations, communities on the internet, and probably one of the strongest organizations online, one of the strongest organizations everywhere. Anything that has to do with software, this may be one of the strongest organizations yet. So when you have a software company aligned with community and everybody's working for the betterment of the platform, you have a very powerful, powerful thing going on. That's what I'm saying. $100 billion capitalism, market cap for this is nothing. And like I say, 1,000% interest on your money, 1,000%. So just think about that for a little bit, and think about how strong this is going to be and how strong it's getting. I mean, like with the company like Ethereum, the miners are the ones that have the interest, because they're the ones that are actually, making money by putting the information on the internet. With EOS, it's the community. The community is the one that's prospering from this. So a very powerful formula that EOS has put together, and structuring this so that the community has a stake in this and has a benefit of it is very important. So anyway, I look forward to the video tomorrow, and if you have any ideas, let me know. You can reach me, and I got to keep saying my name because people don't know my name. It's Kent, and it's at EOS Kent, at EOS Kent on Telegram. Thanks very much.